have a Dutch pea and ham soup recipe for you. This is a bit of a divider amongst my family. I have some friends who sort of say, oh no, this is not my kind of thing, but I think they're so used to it, whereas the others cannot get enough. And they recommend the sign of a good pea and ham soup, or a snert, if you will, is when the spoon can stand up because it is so thick and just everything has absorbed those liquids. So in terms of our peas, we're going to be using some green split peas. This is going to be quite vibrant in green by the end of today. And we're gonna have a few little cheats in here for you to speed up the process, and a couple of different ideas about ingredients if you can't get access to them. So into our slow cooker, our green split peas. Today we have a thick cut bacon, but you could use speck or ham bones or bacon bones or anything like that. And in terms of the bones, you would definitely remove those at the end. This is both a flavor base and a slightly different texture. If you want to save some of these for little crispy bits on top at the end, I would highly recommend. So in with our bacon. So we have onions in two forms here. We've got these beautiful leeks, and they tend to go really creamy and soft over the time, but they're also white and green, so we know that they're going to be consistent with our color here. Excellent, all of those in. Then we have some celery. We've got some celery leaves, just the baby celery leaves. So I like to use the soft baby leaves. They're a little bit sweeter, and they also release some natural salts as the cooking goes on. Save those darker bitter leaves for a stock or another type of soup base. So in we go with our leaves. Oh, they smell good. And then the rest of our celery. So I am gonna add a carrot for sweetness. Now because it is orange, I don't wanna add too much, just a small to medium carrot, and of a similar size dice to everything else. So it'll be up to you whether you want to have a chunky soup at the end of this cooking process, or if you want to smooth it out. Just about a 1 centimeter dice, just like the other ingredients. In with all of our carrot, and then our onion. So these are all diced around the same size, and that way, if you choose to have a chunky soup, everything is presented beautifully. We've got our potatoes next. Now, the only ingredient that we are missing today that would be very traditional is a celeriac. So if you have access and if they are in season, I would add a whole celeriac, somewhere between 300 to 500 grams. And then in which case you would also need some extra stock. So we're gonna use about 2 liters today, but if you had that much celeriac, I would definitely recommend putting another liter in. And the starch from the potatoes and the celeriac by the end of it will become this really nice, soft, starchy gravy. I might put a couple of these potatoes aside to crisp up with the bacon for our garnish. So this keeps quite well in the fridge, and this keeps quite well in the freezer as well, if you like. It's a good winter warmer, but I think I've seen it on menus all year round in the Netherlands. All of that potato. Now, if you were going to be at home cooking this, you could cook the peas and the ham down for a few hours beforehand, before you add all of your vegetable ingredients. But because we've got other things to do and busy lives to lead, we're going to put it all into the slow cooker all at once, including our spices. So we have some nutmeg, some cloves, some garlic, and we have some thyme. Okay, so just make sure that that's all popped down in there. So we'll add our stock and cover all of that delicious goodness. So you could use a chicken or a vegetable stock for this. If you're concerned about salt, you could add a reduced salt version. As you can see, I'm not adding any additional salt to this because there is enough in the bacon and the stock. And then we will season with pepper at the end if we do so desire. I'm gonna put that on for 6 hours, and I'll show you what it looks like when we come back. Our Dutch pea and ham soup has had about 6 hours on high, but you could do 8 hours on low. And now we have to do the spoon test. So this is apparently the best way to test that it's done, that a spoon stands upright. So I guess our soup is just right. So again, if you had celeriac and you had extra stock, it would be a slightly different texture, but this just smells like winter. So because all of this is quite a similar texture, I want to serve it with some crispy bits. So to double up on our potato and the ham that was in there, we've got some crispy potato pieces and some gorgeous crispy bacon bits. It's also a nice little visual reminder of what's in the soup, so for anyone who's going to be eating it. And we've got some of our homemade bread on the side. There it is, our Dutch pea and ham soup. Just a couple of tweaks from maybe one that you have already in your family. I hope you'll give it a try.